everyone, I'm Olivia.
And I'm Kyle.
And we're Drivin and Vibin.
Today we're going to continue our Q&A series and pick up where we left off last week with expectations versus reality of life on the road, part 2.
Yep, so last week we talked a bit about the ideas and concepts we had before we hit the road and how it compared to the reality once we were out there. And this week we want to talk a little bit more about stuff and the physical aspect of it.
Yeah, we'll talk about 3 different sections, and the first one will be things we brought that we did not need. The second section will cover things we needed that we had to buy along the way. And the third one will be stuff we brought that we use all the time.
Yep, so to start out, something that I brought too much of was clothes. Even though I'd reduced it down to a very minimal amount, I had brought some impractical things like sundresses and skirts and cute little sandals and things that I just will never wear when we're out boondocking or hiking. So I've already donated quite a bit of clothes to Goodwill.
We've learned that we really only wear 5 pairs of shirts, 5 shorts, and it's just been really easy to find out what our favorite clothes are and what we wear every day.
Definitely.
The next thing we brought that we do not need is our large tent pavilion. We got it because we did not install an awning on the camper and thought it'd be nice to have some shade or shelter, but it just takes up room in the back of the truck and adds too much extra weight.
Yeah, we found it's kind of a process to set it up and take it down, and we don't really enjoy sitting under it even when it is like sunny out because it kind of blocks the wind, and we'd rather just sit in the shade of our camper or under a tree or something.
Another thing adding weight to the back of our camper is the fire tripod cooking mechanism. It's what you put over an open flame and hang either a Dutch oven or something like that off to cook a meal outside.
We kind of talked about this a little bit in our last video about how we thought we were going to be cooking outside all the time, and that just didn't actually end up happening. So it's just back there taking up space and adding weight.
And like clothes, something we had to weed out through time were our pots and pans and kitchen collection.
Yeah, I'd brought like a little too much. Probably I was having a hard time letting go of some of it when we were moving into the camper, but I brought like 2 cast iron pans, and they're super heavy and take up space, and I usually opt for a easier cleanup method, so use one of my more non-stick pans, but maybe if I got one seasoned well enough, it would be worth it. But right now, they're just heavy and taking up space, and I end up using the same 3 pots and pans over and over again.
Another thing that we just don't need that I thought was kind of cool, but it serves very little purpose, is our axe and shovel mount on the front of the camper. We've never used the axe, and we use the shovel maybe 3 times to fill in a hole that Rivers dug, but it's totally unnecessary.
Kind of goes along with our rugged outdoorsy idea of what we were going to be like out here on the road, like chopping wood and cooking over fires and stuff, and yeah, it's not very practical. It seems kind of cool looking, but other than that.
The last 2 items that we brought that we didn't need kind of cost us a little bit of money right before we left, and the first one was my fault. I got a new small guitar with a small travel case. I thought life on the road calls for a traveling guitar. I've played it maybe 10 times and should have just brought my old one.
Yep, the next thing is something I got, and it was a GoPro Hero 3 off of eBay, and I just thought we were going to be going on this adventure and we need to document it with the cool camera, and we just don't use it that often. Really, it's more practical and easy for us to pull our iPhones out and use those. We do use it sometimes to get some nice driving shots, but not enough to make it worth it. We could have definitely put that money towards something more practical.
Yeah. So those were all the items that we brought that we did not need, or at least the majority of them that we can remember right now. Let's go on to the next section with stuff we left without that we had to buy along the way. The first one we can thank Spot the Scots for. They hooked us up with their used generator for a sweet deal, but we got a Honda 2000, and it really provides us with the power we need for extended boondocking.
Yeah, that was awesome. We got to make a new friend, and we actually made one of our first videos with them, and if you don't follow them, go check out their channel, Spot the Scots. And so yeah, generator was definitely improved our life and extended our boondocking stay greatly. We just were not aware of our energy needs before we hit the road. We might be able to make some changes in the future to better utilize our solar, but for now the generator helps us out a lot. Also something that we just recently got that we probably should have gotten at the beginning, like the generator, is a water filter to connect to the hose that fills our freshwater tank. And it wasn't a big deal. We didn't really drink out of the tap, and if we used it, we were usually boiling it for coffee or something. But now we can save some time and money and drink right out of the tap and not worry about our water quality.
Yep. One of the other recent things we got and installed that has been a huge help has been our cell booster. We can just totally boost our cell signal. We didn't realize what we were missing out on, and the cell booster has been a necessity for us.
Yeah, definitely let us have reliable internet far more often than we were getting during the beginning.
Yeah, and we still need 2 items. These are the next 2 items. We haven't got them yet, but they're on our list.
Yep, so the first one is like a practical item. Somehow we hit the road without like the sewer elbow or connection that hooks to the sewer hose that goes into the ground, and so RV Park sold us like a rubber donut one, and it works okay most of the time, but it doesn't fit every RV Park's hookup.
And it looks bobo too.
Yeah, it looks like silly, and though I'm sure it's like fine and totally approved, we could get a better one.
Yeah,
we want to get one of those ones that screw in.
It's not that much money.
Yeah.
Another thing I tried to convince Olivia out of it since 3 months before we hit the road was one of those large exterior RV rugs. I thought, she just wants to look cool in the campground, and I'm trying to save a few bucks here.
Yeah, he thought I was just trying to be cutesy and like decorate outside or something, but now I think he totally sees we need an outdoor mat after he sees how much sand and dirt ends up in our bed, especially with the dog and like sweeping the camper out constantly. It's a pain.
We have the smallest doormat right now, and that serves barely any purpose.
Yeah, it's not, and we're right now where we're camped now is a giant dirt area,
yeah, you
so
can see
you
all
can
of it.
imagine.
So those are the items that we need, we got on the road, or we still do need.
Yep, and one other thing that I just thought of actually, that we could have got if we didn't get the guitar, the GoPro, and the pavilion, we might have been able to get ourselves 2 bikes. And though those aren't necessary or essential, it would be nice just so I could like ride up to like the vault toilet up here and pee or something.
1 bike would probably even be enough.
Yeah, definitely. Just to move around the campground and things like that.
Sometimes we're so far away from the bathroom or far away from the office, or even we could ride downtown and or just be a nice break to get away from the camper.
Definitely. Some exercise, something like that. It's just something I thought of randomly.
So now let's go on to the last section where we can pat ourselves on the back because we did all of the research we needed to do. These are the items we brought and we use them every day. The first one we use at least 2 times a day. I think I'm going to use it again after we end this video. It's our French press.
Yeah, so that was gifted to us by our friend Jason, and it has sentimental value to us. We've heard there are a few other like coffee methods out there that require a little bit less cleanup, but this one is special to us, and we use it all of the time.
Yep, and Olivia can score some next points with this next pick because we use this item all the time.
Yeah, this is something I bought like right before we hit the road too. We didn't have any cold weather gear. Being from Alabama, it's just not something we typically invest in. And I got us 2 nice insulated waterproof LL Bean jackets. And they're light enough to be able to wear on a day that is just chilly out or warm enough on really cold days. And great for rainy days too.
Yeah.
So those have come in use a lot. If you see us in matching blue jackets, those are the ones.
It was all planned. The next item is a kitchen item. It's our large stock pot. It's at least 8 quarts, we're guessing. We'll check it out and write it in this link below. But we can make soup that lasts for days or chili that lasts for days in this pot.
Yep, I love being able to save myself some time and energy by just making a huge batch of something, and then we can eat on that for a few days.
The next is a techie item that we've gone through 3 of them already because we use it so much, and that's our Bluetooth speaker. All of our entertainment is done through the computer, whether it's a podcast, music, or TV shows or movies. And the Bluetooth speaker just gives us really good sound and makes it a much better experience.
Yes, definitely. And we can bring it outside with us and listen to music wherever we are. We really love having our Bluetooth speaker. The last thing we got is a T-Mobile hotspot. We were anticipating needing some internet on the road, and we just went by Walmart and picked one up for like 30 bucks. We didn't really do any research. There was no reason why we chose T-Mobile, but they have paid off and have enjoyed their service more and more as we use it.
We started with a prepaid plan from Walmart, and then that morphed into a postpaid, like actual official T-Mobile plan. And the benefits they give us are huge, with music freedom, where we can stream unlimited music and it doesn't count against our data. Binge On, where we can stream TV shows and it doesn't count against our data. And they say they're going to have a network as large as Verizon's next year. So if all that pans out, it will be maybe the best investment we made.
Yeah, definitely. And especially since we got our cell booster, it works even better. And we've got 4G out here boondocking, so that's great. And that's why we're able to do this video right now.
Yeah, so that wraps up the expectations versus reality when it comes to just stuff we brought with us. And hopefully it can shed some light on your research, or maybe you can tell us some of the items that we forgot or that you use all the time, because we're always interested in learning about how to better our RV life.
Yeah, definitely. And we would like to know some of your trial and error experiences too. What did you bring that was totally unnecessary, or what did you forget that you realized you needed down the road? If you have any more questions for us for next week's Q&A, please leave those below. Thank you for participating and leaving such great questions already. We love interacting with you guys, and you have great questions. And we just really enjoy this and look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks for watching and everything.
Yeah, thanks for subscribing. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page, Instagram, blog, all that stuff. And you can find the Q&A whole videos every Monday. And then you can find our Vibe Talking videos where we do some light Q&A and just talk about our life on the road every Thursday. And then in between then, all of our typical videos.
Yeah, definitely.
So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.